Hey everyone, welcome to the latest edition of a Fireside Chat with us. I'm Rick.
I'm Heather. We're so glad you could join us this week again.
And we have our kids with us.
Hey, I'm Jack. And I'm Caroline.
All right, guys, people have been asking us, how are your kids doing? And last week we talked about parenting, so I guess this is appropriate. So how are you guys doing?
Good. We're doing good.
All right, this feels a little funny, right? You're not used to being on the stage like Mom sings and I preach.
Yeah, me and Kieran surprised how well Noah's reacting right now.
Yeah, she's doing well.
She likes this.
Nola loves that the whole pack is together. All right, I want to ask you guys a question that everybody wants to know the answer to this one. Are you ready?
Okay.
How awesome is it to live with the pastor?
No, I kind of dealt with it kind of like my whole life, so it just really feels like having a normal father.
Okay, Caroline, why is that so funny? You know I'm being silly.
Oh yeah, living with the pastor is fantastic.
So here's the deal. Church has changed for everybody, but it's really changed for you guys, right?
Yeah.
And so Sunday, you're sitting on the couch next to Mom, and she sings in the service, and you're sitting next to me, and I'm speaking there in the service, so you're watching the people on the screen who are sitting next to you. How awkward is that?
Yeah, it's
No,
pretty
I've never thought of it like that.
You didn't think about it that way? Yeah, you're just so used to me preaching at you all the time, it just felt normal.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. So Mom and I wanted to talk about this for a few minutes in our fireside chat. We want to talk about what's it like to hit the wall, because we're hitting the wall. Some of us, everybody's going to hit a wall. If you haven't hit it yet, you're going to hit it. But we've all hit the wall and having to deal with all the things that come with social distancing and staying at home.
Yeah, guys, what does it look like when Dad hits the wall?
When you say that, I just imagine someone brimming into a wall.
Not actually hitting the wall, like the
When I'm
emotional, stressed out wall.
Yeah.
What is it like?
The remotes have to stay in a specific position in one spot. Nothing can be on like a certain part of the counter. Like that always has to be cleared. Normally we kind of just stick to ourselves.
Babe, how do you know when I'm feeling a little stressed out?
I know you're stressed out when you start organizing shoes.
Yeah.
When everybody's shoes have to be in a line.
Yeah.
And we know this is how you operate when you're under stress.
This is how I operate. Maybe some of you guys can relate to this. When things I probably feel most stressed when things feel out of control. I love the illusion of control. Some of you can relate to that. And when things feel out of control, I tend to over-control little things. I don't know why I'm always convinced that's going to give me a sense of comfort and relief. It's not the answer, but that's one of my natural go-to moves.
Yeah.
So, Heather, what does hitting the wall look like for you?
Do you guys have an opinion?
How do you know when Mom is stressed out?
She reads a lot of books.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, hers being stressed out sounds way better than me.
I think you're hitting on something, Caroline. When I'm stressed out, it's more introversion. I'm an extrovert, but I find that when I'm hitting that emotional wall, which I have recently, this has been tough. This has been really hard for me.
Yeah.
There's been days that were just horrible.
Yeah.
For no good reason.
Yeah.
For no good reason.
I totally get it.
And so for me, it means that I'm maybe a little shorter in my temper and just really craving that time alone.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just wanting to escape a little bit.
Some words.
Thank you, Jack. We're gonna cut you off right there. But one of the reasons we wanted to talk about this is I'm the kind of person, I really want to be encouraging. I want to be helpful. I want people to walk away with a sense of hope. But I also would like to, thank you, Nola, I'd like to demystify, or not demystify, I'd like to destigmatize being stressed out, feeling like we're against the wall, feeling like we've hit a wall. Having faith and being a healthy person, being a happy follower of Christ whose life is marked by faith, doesn't mean that we don't experience hurt, doesn't mean that we don't experience being stressed out, doesn't mean that we don't have the moments where like I need this to be done.
Yeah.
And so I just want to destigmatize that. Heather, we were talking earlier about there is something that people do, and we would both agree this is a bad thing, but people do it because of good intentions.
Right.
And it's the phrase that it could be worse.
It could be worse. Or, well, at least you...
Yeah.
You know, fill in the blank. And that's something that I think is not helpful. When someone's feeling down or they're sharing their emotions, particularly on Facebook,
Sure.
Which seems to be the only place to share emotions these days, it's important that we understand where the people are coming from and come ask them questions like, tell me more.
Yep.
Why don't you tell me what's going on? Did something happen?
Yeah.
Instead of saying, well, at least it could be worse.
Yeah. I've had moments where I felt like I was at rock bottom.
Yeah.
And I'm stressed out, and someone has said to me, it could be worse. And I can recognize right now, good intentions there. I've never felt comforted by that. I've never felt encouraged by that. It's never caused me to go, yeah, look at that dude. His life is horrible. Now I feel great. It never works out that way.
No.
Now, I am a big fan of gratitude. When I'm stressed out, when things are out of control, just to pause and say, okay, what do I have to be thankful for? Apostle Paul talks a lot about that, especially in Philippians.
Yeah.
Some of you have heard us talk about Brene Brown. In her studies, one of the things that she's recognized is the number one common attribute that unifies all resilient people is that they practice gratitude.
Yeah.
And Voskamp has done a lot about gratitude. Gratitude, it has the ability to transform us.
Yeah.
And so big fans of gratitude.
Gratitude, I use this at work all the time because, you know, when you're in the middle of a giant system migration that doesn't seem to be going well, it's helpful to remember the things that we're thankful for. And so I've taken a big Post-it note, put it on the wall, and said things I'm thankful for. And I was like pizza delivery, you know? Focusing on things that can make us laugh. Another good one that my team particularly enjoys is favorite F word Fridays.
Ooh, this sounds, it's gonna get dangerous.
Nope. It's things like frolic, flowers, frogs.
Okay.
But just saying that is kind of funny, and it helps lift a mood and kind of put somebody in a different mental space than where they were before.
Now, somebody might mishear this.
Yeah.
Are we saying at all, pretend like the hurts aren't there?
No.
Are we saying stuff it and ignore it?
No way.
No.
Feel it.
Yeah, feel it, gotta acknowledge it. And
look at it, really. I mean, if you're able to yourself, when you're feeling like you're in this down place, it's important to take a look at, why do I feel this way? Did something happen?
Yeah.
You know, is there a reason? Maybe I just need some sun. You know, I know that sunshine is particularly important for my mental health.
Yeah. I don't want anybody to hear out there that I'm depressed, because I don't feel depressed, but I do have days that I get frustrated. I look forward to the day that we're all together in the office with the staff. Oh my goodness. I love laughing with the staff on Zoom calls, but I can't wait to actually be in the same room with them. I can't wait to be in the sanctuary together with all the people in the room when I'm speaking. I mean, you guys have been so fantastic with cards that you've sent or emails that you've sent, but I can't wait to actually see people's faces. I can't wait to be back in the same room and hear people sing and all of that kind of stuff. I carry with me some disappointment over that.
Yeah.
That is not going to be resolved until we can actually get back together.
Yeah.
And it's okay to say that hurts. I can't fix it. It's there. But there's a way through that.
So what are some of the things that you do when you find yourself in a spot where you feel down or disappointed or stuck, even in a place where you feel like you just can't get out of this, whatever it is? What are some of the things that you do to help combat that?
In addition to being a little obsessive with neatness, which the kids talked about a few minutes ago, my default is to turn out the lights and binge watch something. And I'm an introvert and I love good stories, and there's nothing wrong with enjoying a show. Lately, this is what I've been doing. is I've been starting my mornings with the Psalms, with reading Psalms, and I love how just raw and vulnerable David is in his prayers. There's like no fear in that dude when it comes to just vomiting out all of his feelings to God in songs and his prayers. And I'm trying to pray with the same kind of confidence and vulnerability.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm just saying, God, I know that this can't change, and I'm trusting in you. And would you help my kids? Would you help my wife? Would you help me to make the best of this? But I'm a little frustrated today, and I'm just trying to be real.
Yeah. What about you guys, Jack and Caroline? When you're feeling down, what are some of the things you do to help move past it or get out?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know for me personally, I like to reach out to those that I trust. So I have a couple of people that whenever I'm struggling with something, I know that I can reach out to them. So I like to do that. I also really enjoy music. So sometimes I'll listen to worship music, or I'll play my guitar or do something just to get my mind cleared.
Or hammock.
Oh yeah, I did that yesterday.
Got a new hammock.
Right over there.
Okay. Well, that's a little snapshot into our life. I hope we've done a good job of destigmatizing that it's okay to be stressed out.
Yeah.
It's okay to walk
Have
with a
a
limp.
bad day.
Have a
There's
bad
going to
day.
be days as parents where we just, totally blow it. The schooling didn't go well.
Yeah.
Nothing was cleaned. There's just so many days like that.
Sure, absolutely. And somebody said this to me one time, and I thought, man, this was life-giving. It was incredibly freeing when I heard this. It's the most important thing is isn't always getting it right and avoiding getting it wrong. Really, it's what do you do in the aftermath of getting it wrong? Mm-hmm. And as a follower of Jesus, we can have confidence in going to him, and we know that there's no shame, that there's no condemnation, and we can be real with him, and we should be able to be real with each other.
I agree.
All right. I hope we've modeled that a little bit tonight. I hope that you are encouraged, and give yourself permission to have a bad day. And I think you'll, like me, if you're willing to do this, I think you'll find comfort in Psalms and just praying real, vulnerable, honest prayers. God loves you. He already knows. She might as well say it out loud. Guys, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Bye.